Hi everyone, good to be greeting you in this glorious day. Here we are on the last day of January in 2025 and flowing along with our Course in Miracles lessons and practicing, going deep into the Christ mind, into the present moment, into the joy, into the glee. That's what it's all about. It's about letting the past go completely. And what a beautiful experience this is. It just feels like every moment you just greet whatever is in front of you. You embrace whatever is in front of you as parts of your own mind, because there is one of us and there's one mind. So it's learning to see everything with gratitude and full appreciation and joining together. This morning I woke up and had a beautiful invitation to come to Australia. In the past months, I've had invitations to come to Europe, to Germany, and to England, and different parts. Even in the United States, I have an invitation to New York. But it's so beautiful because it just feels so fresh and so spontaneous. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it all, is the freshness, the joy of the moment. So I'm feeling really wonderful in the sense that I know when I first began my travels back around, I think it was around 1990, when I first went up to Roscoe, New York, the Foundation for A Course in Miracles. That felt very inspired. I was impelled to go up there and spend some time with Ken Wapnick and Gloria Wapnick and different beloveds who were up there from around the world. And I went to visit, went to a workshop up there, and then met so many people who invited me to visit them and travel when I was coming across the United States in 1991. Then I just started accepting invitations and going spontaneously where I was invited and where I felt inspired and guided. So how beautiful. It's a fresh new moment, and it's always an opportunity to shine the love, share the love, and be the Christ that you are, and be the Spirit that you are. And it's been a beautiful ride of just receiving invitations and then feeling the call to answer those invitations, and so much has just opened up. It's going there without expectations. And actually the process has been a healing one of releasing expectations. If you stay in the moment and you stay tuned in, then there are no expectations. And so everything that you experience that comes up into a mind that seems to be expecting things to be a certain way in form, it's a rinsing of that. It's like a power wash. A power wash of light in our mind, rinsing away all the debris of the past so that we can be fully present and fully in the joy, in the love, in the connectedness, and the laughter. So I stay open. I have some travels coming up, as I said, to Japan in March, in a beautiful public gathering there in Tokyo, March 15th and 16th, and things are moving forward. I got a beautiful message this morning from Keiko that is just inspiring my heart and reminding me we're getting close. There's still some spots left, but not that many spots for the Tokyo event, Saturday, Sunday, the 15th and 16th of March. And then, we'll wait and see. There's been some ideas of possible travels, but also we're moving towards our Strawberry Field Festival, which I mentioned recently, that it's coming up on May 30th, 31st, and June 1st, up in the canyon, the Strawberry River Canyon of Utah, where we basically have a deep dive into love, into forgiveness, into it's just singing, dancing, meeting beloveds from around the world that come to the Strawberry Fields Festival. It's a music and enlightenment festival, and we do occasionally we have time to show a movie in there and on the weekend, and with setup and commentary, and and that reminds me too that coming up soon, February 8th, you can sign up in the link below that's in the description for the event coming up February 8th. It's going to be a 5-hour event starting at 8 in the morning, CST, Central Standard Time, here down in Mexico, and we're going to be having a lot of discussions and a lot of examples about what happens with the Mystery School, Tabula Rasa Mystery School. Some of you know Tabula Rasa is blank slate, and that's really, we're wanting to empty our mind of everything we think and think we know, and just enjoying the present moment, enjoying the love of the moment, of the holy instant. It's a deep dive into the holy instant and practicing the holy instant, teaching and learning the holy instant. It's so beautiful. So that will be a beautiful. We'll also show a movie on the 8th, starting about 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And some of you know Francis Su's amazing movie Take Me Home was a documentary that was made from a mystery school that was held at the Living Miracles Monastery in Utah. And some of you know the backstory on that Francis, 6 years, I believe it was, prior to the making of the movie, Francis was told that she would make a movie, even though she wasn't a movie maker, and she had met a very famous documentary maker down in Australia, but she was told that because she was wondering, how will I know when I'm to make the movie, and she was told when the film crew, the crew shows up, when your team shows up, you'll know it's time. So that movie is going to be a good one. We're going to show it, and I'm going to set it up, and we'll go into aspects again of demonstration of spiritual awakening, authentic spiritual awakening, by having your mind unwound from ego belief system, and it's letting it all get flushed up into awareness, the beliefs, the doubts, the fears, the resistance, the shame, all the intense emotions that are part of the resistance to the light. And we're going to show, you'll get to see examples of healing, so to speak, in action, even though it's in the mind. It's all happening in the mind, but it's good to see examples, because there can be doubts and fears and suspicions of spiritual awakening that need to be seen for what they are and addressed, not projected as if they're being caused by something in the world or some person in the world, but actually just coming up because the mind is giving itself permission to heal from these dark unconscious egoic beliefs, from these attack thoughts and grievances and resentments and pride, and letting it be turned upward to the light of truth and the light of healing. So that's exciting. So we look forward to everything that's coming. And after the festival in Utah, then 4 days later, on the 5th of June, we'll begin our mystery school. There's a 2 to 3 week option to come to that, depending on how much time you can afford to donate to giving yourself the chance to have an unwinding and a dismantling of the personality self and all of the concepts and boxes of the world, all the categories of the world that the ego has set up in the mind, letting it all be unwound and undone so that you can come to the present moment of just a moment of acceptance of what is, as Byron Katie calls it. loving what is. Yeah, you need to empty your mind of everything you think, everything you think you know, every belief, every assumption. Jesus says, hold on to nothing. Yeah, it's an unwinding. He says in his Course in Miracles, to learn this course requires willingness to question every value that you hold. Not one can be kept hidden, or it will obscure your learning. So that's the emptying of the mind that sometimes we refer to in the beautiful paragraph in Lesson 189. Simply do this, be still, lay aside all thoughts of what you are, what God is, all concepts you have learned about the world, everything you think is right or wrong, good, bad, hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned from anything. Forget this world, forget this course, and come with holy empty hands unto your God. It's a beautiful paragraph. It's a beautiful reminder from Jesus that what all the mystics and saints had talked about is you have to empty the contents of consciousness if you're going to come to the light of truth that is much, much deeper than the unconscious beliefs of the ego. Under the ego's hidden cornerstone of its belief system is heaven, is the light of truth. Or there's the great rays. There's the revelatory experience of direct contact with God. Amazing, amazing. And this is our journey to know the kingdom of heaven within. So today we actually have workbook lesson 31. And what a lesson here for us in 2025. Seemingly, this is always our lesson, but we can really take it in today. Lesson 31, I am not the victim of the world I see. Today's idea is the introduction to your declaration of release. Again, the idea should be applied to both the world you see without and the world you see within. In applying the idea, we will use a form of practice which will be used more and more, with changes as indicated. Generally speaking, the form includes two aspects, one in which you apply the idea on a more sustained basis, and the other consisting of frequent applications of the idea throughout the day. 2 longer practice periods with the idea for today are needed, 1 in the morning and 1 at night. 3 to 5 minutes for each of these are recommended. During that time, look about you slowly while repeating the idea 2 or 3 times. Then close your eyes and apply the same idea to your inner world. You will escape from both together, for the inner is the cause of the outer. As you survey your inner world, merely let whatever thoughts cross your mind come into your awareness, each to be considered for a moment, and then replaced by the next. Try not to establish any kind of hierarchy among them. Watch them come and go as dispassionately as possible. Do not dwell on any one in particular, but try to let the stream move on evenly and calmly, without any special investment on your part. As you sit and quietly watch your thoughts, repeat today's idea to yourself as often as you care to, but with no sense of hurry. In addition, repeat the idea for today as often as possible during the day. Remind yourself that you are making a declaration of independence in the name of your own freedom, and in your freedom lies the freedom of the world. The idea for today is also a particularly useful one to use as a response to any form of temptation that may arise. It is a declaration that you will not yield to it and put yourself in bondage. And to support our lessons, I've been dipping into the Manual for Teachers. Today we are on the clarification of terms and number 4, true perception, knowledge. The world you see is an illusion of a world. God did not create it, for what he creates must be eternal as himself. Yet there is nothing in the world you see that will endure forever. Some things will last in time a little while longer than others, but the time will come when all things visible will have an end. The body's eyes are therefore not the means by which the real world can be seen, for the illusions that they look upon must lead to more illusions of reality. And so they do, for everything they see not only will not last, but lends itself to thoughts of sin and guilt, while everything that God created is forever without sin and therefore is forever without guilt. Knowledge is not the remedy for false perception, since, being another level, they can never meet. The one correction possible for false perception must be true perception. It will not endure, but for the time it lasts, it comes to heal. For true perception is a remedy with many names. Forgiveness, salvation, atonement, true perception, all are one. They are the one beginning with the end to lead to oneness far beyond themselves. True perception is the means by which the world is saved from sin, for sin does not exist, and it is this that true perception sees. The world stands like a block before Christ's face, but true perception looks on it as nothing more than just a fragile veil, so easily dispelled that it can last no longer than an instant. It is seen at last for only what it is, and now it cannot fail to disappear, for now there is empty place made clean and ready. Where destruction was perceived, the face of Christ appears, and in that instant the world is forgotten, with time forever ended as the world spins into nothingness from where it came. A world forgiven cannot last. It was the home of bodies, but forgiveness looks past bodies. This is its holiness. This is how it heals. The world of bodies is the world of sin, for only if there were a body is sin possible. From sin comes guilt, as surely as forgiveness takes all guilt away. And once all guilt is gone, what more remains to keep a separated world in place? For place has gone as well, along with time. Only the body makes the world seem real, for being separate, it could not remain where separation is impossible. Forgiveness provides it is impossible because it sees it not. It proves it's impossible. Because it sees it's not. And what you then will overlook will not be understandable to you, just as its presence once had been your certainty. This is the shift that true perception brings. What was projected out is seen within, and there forgiveness lets it disappear. For there the altar to the Son is set, and there his Father is remembered. Here are all illusions brought to truth and laid upon the altar. What is seen outside must lie forever beyond forgiveness, for it seems to be forever sinful. Where is hope while sin is seen as outside? What remedy can guilt expect? But seen within your mind, guilt and forgiveness for an instant lie together, side by side, upon one altar. There at last are sickness and its single remedy joined in one healing brightness. God has come to claim his own. Forgiveness is complete. And now God's knowledge, changeless, certain, pure, and wholly understandable, enters its kingdom. Gone is perception, false and true alike. Gone is forgiveness, for its task is done. And gone are bodies in the blazing light upon the altar to the Son of God. God knows it is his own, and as it is his. And here they join, for here the face of Christ has shone away time's final instant, and now is the last perception of the world without a purpose and without a cause. For where God's memory has come at last, there is no journey, no belief in sin, no walls, no bodies, and the grim appeal of guilt and death is there snuffed out forever. Oh, my brothers, if you only knew the peace that will envelop you and hold you safe and pure and lovely in the mind of God, you could but rush to meet him where his altar is. Hallowed your name and his, for they are joined here in this holy place. Here he leans down to lift you up to him, out of illusions, into holiness, out of the world, and to eternity, out of all fear, and given back to love. Ah, how wonderful that sounds. Given back to love, yes. Back to the source, back to God. If God is all-knowing and all-powerful, all everything, all-knowing, all-loving, all-powerful, then basically that must be the truth. And to accept the truth, we have to be willing to forgive the error. We have to be willing to accept the correction in our mind. And we can call it salvation, you can call it redemption, you can call it accepting the grace of God. You call it what you want. Resurrection, the resurrection of the mind, the resurrection of your heart and mind. Call it that if you want. Whatever you want to call it, it's required. That is like saying, regardless of the form and the level of mind, forgiveness is required. Forgiveness is the release from all illusions. Forgiveness is saying, I would harbor no images before the Lord thy God. I would harbor no idols before the Lord thy God. I would harbor no resentments, no pride, no false desires and false pursuits before you, God, the one love, the love of my life. It's like we can say with all honesty, God, you are the love of my life. And that is where the sparkly joy comes in. That's where the freedom comes in. That's where we know our free will, because our will is one with God's, and that is what God wills for us as spirit, is that we have free will. It has nothing to do with time and space and choice, but free will is for perfect happiness. Yeah, a constant state of perfect happiness, eternal life, constant happiness. That's everything, and anything else is nothing. So it's just beautiful that we have this opportunity to join together in this deep purpose. And we start to realize in what seems to be this shifting, changing world where everything seems to be constantly changing. Jesus tells us in his course that only a constant purpose can endow events with stable meaning. In other words, only when we forgive, when we hold forgiveness as the torch, the light in our mind, do we release illusions. We let the light shine away all dark shadows, all dark spots that are hidden in the corners of our mind. We bring the torch of truth, the light of forgiveness, and it lights up our mind, and we voluntarily offer up the darkness. We offer up all errors, all mistakes, to the light of truth, and watch it disappear. We watch the error disappear, and that is living a spontaneous life with internal guidance. That has been the parable of David here for the last 38 years, is tune in to internal guidance, pray, listen to that guidance, follow that guidance, and go forth and behold the witnesses to God's love. At first we seem to have witnesses, and then sometimes many witnesses, and then lots and lots of witnesses, only to take us to a leaping off point where we can just stay in true empathy of what's real and true, and just see the images, see the false as false. And that is no small thing. That is the goal of mind training. That is the goal of reaching atonement and making a decision that it can't be reversed. It's just a one-way ticket to remembering God. That's what the atonement is. Escape from the past and a lack of interest in the future. And the world says, that sounds lazy, but no, it's empowering. It's empowering to let go of the past and release the future. It's empowering to live in this instant, live from this present moment. As Eckhart Tolle refers to the presence. Yeah, the presence is this moment, and present moment experience of this joy and happiness. So, yes, this is our love, this is our life. I look forward to interacting with you at the upcoming event in Tokyo, Japan, or on our live stream coming up, even before that in February 8th, or at the Strawberry Fields Festival in Utah, or at the Mystery School that we have, Tabula Rasa Mystery School here in Chapala, Mexico, June 5th to June 26th. It just seems like with all these workshops and retreats and devotional stays and mystery schools and everything that's been done over all these years, that we're kind of winding down a bit with some of these in-person events, because the call is so inward, the call is so deep into the intuition that I feel like the inner collaborations of things like songs and music and spontaneous activities arising. Like just recently, I set up a Living Miracles suggestion box for the community to write in suggestions. I'm going to have to go check it again this morning. I haven't checked it for a couple of days, but we're just letting ideas flow and then opening ourselves to spontaneously jump into some of these spontaneous suggestions. But in terms of all these beloveds, all of you all over the world, please don't hesitate to write. Just write it down. Write what you're asking for. Request what you're asking for. If it's possible, we'll just pray and respond if we feel the guidance to. And then, what a joy to just step in and accept the invitations. Every day is really for miracles, and we do have lots and lots and lots of opportunities every day for extending this love and extending this light. And as Jesus tells us, every day should be devoted to miracles. He also tells us miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. It just shows us that we're really to have a miraculous life and live in a miraculous state of mind and live from the joy in our heart. That's what it's all about. So thank you. Thank you for being with me in this present connection. And I always enjoy hearing from you, and I always enjoy your comments, and always enjoy all the witnesses and feedback that comes too. It's just a blessing. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.